Our parents in our program, first and foremost, are the greatest. That's why we have such terrific players and the young women that we get to be a part of in their lives because of the parenting that has gone on in every household.
Oh, bye, honey.
I am Carrie Rutan, Katie's mom. I'm kind of a fan. I'm a very energetic fan sometimes, a little too energetic sometimes.
I go and hide at the top of the stadium, both home and away, but it's right above section 102. It's row 3, it's seat 4. I started sitting there last year at the Georgia Tech game when we came back from whatever it was, 20 points down at halftime. So I kind of adopted that as my good luck seat. I go sit at the top so I can either yell or be quiet. I don't know, it's my good luck charm. So yeah, I have a little bit of superstition.
I get very involved in the game because I am an athlete myself. I used to play, hockey, field hockey, lacrosse, basketball. I still play competitive golf, so I know how to get very intense with a situation.
Who's the most competitive? It's a tie. They both get pretty focused when it comes to whatever sport that they're involved in. So
and we hate to lose.
Yeah, they hate to lose. So I just that may be another reason why I go to the top of the stands.
I work remotely, so I'm actually working but not working. Actually, I work for Comcast. I'm in the marketing department. So I'm doing a lot of setting up appointments for the next day. So I'm doing a lot of work on the road. You can call it work. So try to keep my emotions under control. I don't think I've never lost my composure during them. Well, you know what? We go back to the Virginia Tech game this past Saturday. I made a comment to the referee, what does it take for Alyssa to get a foul? She's human. I think that Alyssa, the game is called a little differently for her because she plays so physical.
It's a foul!
I thought Virginia Tech played a little hard, and I took offense to that. And I let the referees know. That's probably the only time I lost my temper in a game.
And what did the referee say to you? Anything?
Nothing. Just smile.
My name is Lauren Pavlik, and I am Chloe Pavlik's mom, number 15. And I am a very boisterous fan. But I have to tell you, the weirdest thing is watching her play basketball on TV, and all I could think about was, oh my gosh, please do not say bad things about my baby.
Thomas, bounce pass to Pavlik, cutting the basket, and Pavlik gets the lay-in.
Gutty move inside.
My name is Phyllis Adamson, and I'm the grandmother of Chloe Pavlik. During the game, I'm a pretty positive fan. I just clap for everything that the girls do. You know, I was at the UConn game, and I was down very close, and I heard a great thing when Coach Freeze turned around and said something like, she's a freshman, she's not scared.
There's a freshman that's not scared. One kid.
So that was really cool. Anyway, that was a pretty special game for us.
I'm Melody Howard. I'm Melina's mom.
My name is Ron Howard. I'm Melina Howard's dad.
I actually don't scream a lot during the games anyway. I try to keep my emotion under control during the game because I feel like there's coaches that are telling them things. There's fans that aren't related to the people, telling them things. They're getting a lot of feedback from everywhere. I feel like the last thing they need is to hear their parents screaming or, acting foolishly. So I just try to remain calm.
That's Melina. Melina's always been a calm, never let anything bother her, her emotions. When she's on the court, you never know what she's thinking, and I think that's an advantage for her because no one can ever rattle her. And I think we've raised Melina to do what she's supposed to do, and we just watch the benefits of what Coach Langley and Coach Freeze and Coach Atkins and Coach Chin has done with her.
I'm Tiana Hawkins' mother, and I'm the best fan in the house. I get mad when Tiana misses shots. And I look at the stats and I go over her shots made, shots missed, her rebounds, and her personal fouls to her. I think Tiana may be more afraid of me than Coach Freeze. I'm an expert because I know all the plays, all the fouls, all the passes missed, everything. I'm an expert, referee, coach, and I can also play.
I'm Kinsey Furman, and I'm Tierney Furman's sister. I'm the rowdy fan. I'm the one that yells when everybody else is very quiet, and you can hear me over everybody else. I'm usually shouting Melina's name because I know that she likes it the best, and it really embarrasses Tierney.
My name is Kim Furman. Listen, usually I am psychotic, but we were right behind the bench. I was trying to behave. I even said that to Kinsey. I said, hey, we have to behave today. Like, we're just going to sit here and, like, be, you know, we're going to behave. That's all I told her. So that's what we did.
Steve Furman. My daughter's Tierney Furman. I'm a yeller. I'd never been to Maryland before because I played football at Rutgers back in the early 80s. And I'd never been to this campus. So first season down here, it's wonderful.
My name is Gene Mosley. I'm the father of Brene Mosley. Well, watching Brene this year is a little different because she's not playing. So she's rehabbing. So my job is to be a support system for her during the process of her rehabbing her knee. Well, the fact that she's hurt, I still have to support her because I'm still her dad. So I still come to the games. I still make it to all the home games. And I'm still there rooting for her and rooting for the team, even though she's not on the court.
This has been a tremendous experience for us. My husband and I cannot believe that she is playing with the Maryland girls at this level. It's amazing for us to see this. And we're just so proud of her, and we love her being here.
I think the greatest thing when you come out in the tunnel after a game is that they're always here to give support. You know, they're here to support the program, obviously their daughters, and, you know, this team. And, you know, it's amazing to be able to watch, whether it's a win, loss, you know, they're here to support and encourage. And, you know, even oftentimes when one of our players doesn't have a parent here, you know, they almost adopt, each and every one, and you know, really try to help and assist and build up and really be a support system for them.
We have a good time together. We commiserate together, you know, when things aren't going well. But we are huge supporters of our daughters and everyone else's daughters too.
I like everything about Maryland. I particularly really like the coaches. I really like the academic program that Melina's studying. They blew us away when we came here to visit. The coaching staff couldn't be greater. The girls on the team couldn't be more supportive of one another. They're friends. They really are a family. I know that it's like a slogan and people might scoff, but it really is true. They're a family.
I truly do not know any team that has gone through the amount of injuries that we've had to face this season. To lose 3 permanently to ACL injuries, then to have Tierney go down as your 4th, was starting for us at the 2-guard position, really becoming our consistent kind of double-digit scorer.
Before our Georgia Tech game on Saturday, we were running through Georgia Tech's offensive plays.
She hit knee to knee with our scout guy.
And my knee went out and then it buckled and I fell and my knee was dislocated.
And seeing her kneecap to out to the side.
And then when I got myself calm and stopped screaming,
I think Tierney and I both looked at it about the same time.
I went to look again and Coach B's motherly instincts just kicked in.
I was bound and determined to make sure that Tierney wasn't going to look at that kneecap again.
And was like, no, don't look, you'll be okay, we'll get it fixed. And she really helped calm me down just because it felt like my mom was right there next to me holding my hand and just talking motherly, I don't know, it was amazing.
Leaves us, one, true guard and post off the bench, and with the addition of Caitlin from the volleyball team, so we're very thin.
We couldn't be negative at that point, so we came together as a team and just, talked, and one of the things we said was, you just gotta be that much stronger and come together as a team, because, Tierney wouldn't want us to feel sorry for ourselves.
We have to go into a very tough place like Georgia Tech, who always plays us extremely hard. Really proud of our team to be able to go in with really, a rotation, of limited players playing maximum amount of minutes. You can see this team just really, playing for each other, and, we have to have each other's backs, and we were able to do that, in an ACC contest on the road, and to be able to come out with a great win over Georgia Tech. All of our starters are playing above 35 minutes a game. Rest is critical to our success. So we've balanced that with less practice time. I've also talked to our trainer, Megan Rogers, at length, so we're prepared. Do we need to have Tamiflu in stock? Because that is truly a concern. If we lose, 2 or 3 players to the flu, how are we going to, field a game? That is why, obviously, we've added Caitlin Adams from the volleyball team, in case we have that kind of situation arise, or like we talked earlier, the flu. There have been games where teams have played with 4 players on the floor. Not something that you would want to get to. This team continues to just carry on and play hard, and great things are happening because of it, and we're very fortunate.
I already know where your hearts are in this locker room, and I already know how hard you're going to play for each other. We've showed that time and time again, and I've told you that before. After the first injury, what'd they say? You know what? Maryland doesn't have a prayer. After the second injury happened, what'd they say? You know what? Man, Maryland's not even going to be in the top 10 this year, right? You remember it? Third injury happens. No way. No way. Maryland can't even be a top 25 team this year, right? And fourth team, they didn't expect you to go to Georgia Tech and go get a win on the road. Come on, you know it. I know it. But all we've done is we've continued to have each other's back. Every time someone's gone down, you've shown your resiliency as a team. You know what? Our voice has gotten stronger. Yes! Yes!
In the first half, I went up for a rebound, and when I went up, the girl undercut me, and I landed on my hip and had to leave the game.
I knew she was all right when she didn't scream. When Alyssa's hurt, there's like a major scream from her. There was no major scream, so it was a matter of getting her up off the floor and fighting through it, which she did. When they came out and got something from the kid, I knew she was fine, and she was back out, ready to go back in. So Alyssa's a tough cookie, and she will fight to the end.
At halftime, I had to keep moving just so it wouldn't get stiff on me, because once I got out there, it would be really hard to warm back up. So Megan put me through a couple stretches just to stay warm.
We come off here, one dribble, at least.
Getting hurt, we're short on numbers. Regardless of the pain or the injury, I knew I had to, suck it up and get back out there, because we don't really have the numbers for anybody else to get hurt.
The more you talk or get at her, the more competitive she becomes, and she fights even harder. So once she settled down the second half, you saw what she does. It's not about scoring in our family, it's about winning.
Just, we got a lot of heart, and today was a statement game to show people, we're serious regardless of the number of people we have and how much heart we have in this locker room.
Considering how we started off this season and how well we've come together, I mean, we could be down to 5 and we could still get the wins, but hopefully that does not happen.
How good does that feel? Yeah. How great does that feel? Great! People want to sit and talk, and they want to talk about what we don't have. Let's talk about what this locker room does have. This locker room has more heart than any team I've ever coached.
This adversity in an eerie sort of way has really bonded, this team, this coaching staff, even tighter. It's like nobody's going to break us. It's pretty special to be a part of and special to see.
My favorite part of the game was actually when Caitlin Adams scored at the very end of the game, by far. That just was the icing on the cake.
Caitlin, how'd it feel to get your first basket?
I'd say exciting is an understatement.
Are you kidding me, Caitlin?
Yeah!
Are you kidding me? Think about, she gets to go away from here knowing she got to score her first 2 points against Carolina.
I'm Terry Weigel, Executive Director of There Goes My Hero Foundation. We provide hope and nourishment to people with leukemia and blood cancers.
Hello.
Hi.
We were wondering what swab, how does that relate to bone marrow?
Well, there's proteins in your saliva that they use to identify if your marrow will match someone else's marrow.
Okay.
The team participated in a bone marrow swab, and what you could do, anyone that wanted to participated by taking a swab and to their cheek and allowing themselves to be tested.
Today, you're basically just doing some paperwork, and then we will have some swab cocktails, which is basically water. What you do is you swish the water around, cleanse your mouth, and then you swallow it. You don't have to spit it out. And then you will take the swab sticks, and everybody can, you can all swab yourselves. What happens is it goes into an international registry, and if someone needs a bone marrow transplant, you know, you can actually save someone's life if you come up as a match. And you never have to do this again. You know, unlike blood, where they call you and say, can you donate blood again? This is a one-time thing. Once you're in the registry, you're in, as I said, until age 60.
I gotta be a match.
Because she wants to be a hero or a heroine.
That's me. That's the winner. I gave blood before, so it was like I love to help people. So this is something that now that I've done, like I really hope I am a match to help someone.
What do you need?
I just did something great with my life.
Okay, a big part of our mission statement is to get more people enrolled in the bone marrow registry. We are going to do a bone marrow drive at your game against Duke University, so that should be pretty exciting. And it's my understanding that's Tyler's game, and so it'll all, you know, tie into, you know, helping people, even little kids that have leukemia and blood cancers.
Yeah, I think that it hit home pretty close because we know we are around a Tyler who had, you know, been going through this for a while, and we want to help as many people as we can. So once our team found out that we can do something so powerful, it was something that we didn't hesitate to do. So
when we come to Maryland for the Duke game in February, we've developed a theme called Get Swabbed, It's a Layup. And people that get swabbed that night will receive a basketball with that slogan on it, as well as some other little prizes that we'll have. Our goal that night is 1,000 swabs. So, you said approximately 15,000 attend the game, so that would be a nice goal to reach.
using our awareness for something like this is going to be great because like I said, with Coach B and having that closeness to it, and people seeing that how much we care and how much we're giving, will definitely inspire people. The Duke game is always a big game, and we always get a good crowd of people. And I know our rebounders and our fans are like very supportive, and they come and support no matter what the circumstances are. So once they find out like it's as simple as it is, and they won't hesitate to give 10 minutes out their day before the game and do cotton swabs and put their name in the registry.
So we took this phenomenal trip to the Pentagon, and I just thought it was an unbelievable experience. I think that the main goal that I had in bringing our team over there was to provide them, to show them an environment that was completely foreign to what they were used to. You know, we have these unbelievable resources at our disposal, being in Washington D.C. metro area, that I think it's not taking advantage of it. Especially for college kids who have the opportunity to do anything they want, I think is irresponsible. So we traveled down there. We were met by my contact and his party. I think what our kids really were interested in and what really amazed them was the scope of the building and the scope of everybody's responsibilities, and you know, the size of the building itself. They were amazed by the fact that there was a mall in there, and they had their dry cleaning in there, and they had their food court in there. Sometimes, especially with kids today, college kids today, history, you know, is, you know, a year ago is history. And a lot of them were in elementary school when 9/11 happened. And so the impact of 9/11, I think, is something that they're aware of, but it didn't necessarily hit them until they visited the wing of the Pentagon that was damaged. And in fact, what stood out about this was that wing of the Pentagon that was damaged was actually undergoing renovation at the time when it was struck by one of the hijacked airplanes. And so that wing usually contains close to 5,000 individuals at any given time coming and going. But because of the renovation, because it was under construction, fewer than, I think, 500 people were inside that area. And obviously 100, I think it was 140 or 150 people were killed at the time. But the damage could have been, and the number of casualties could have been so much greater. And I think that really affected our kids about, frankly, the coincidence of all of that. And, you know, we were given a primer on how the building is set up and how there's rings and then different levels within the rings and so forth. And so we were a sizable distance into the interior of the building, and they showed us damage from where the planes had hit that had gone that far into the building. And I think that really had a profound impact on our kids. You know, sometimes our kids feel like they're very important people, and of course they are, and we treat them as such, as they should be. But again, you know, you show them an environment, you take them outside our environment, our bubble here at Comcast and the University of Maryland, and you show them something that has global effect, global, you know, not just the country, but the entire world. And I think that was a pretty remarkable experience for a lot of them, for the majority of them. They really took something out of it.